Making My Way by Dragoness Bahamut. Dr. Gray? Giovanni asked curiously. Why do you care? He's not at his house. Of course not. That's not even his house, you know. I had him brought back here so we could squeeze some information out of him. He was somewhat helpful. However, as of right now, there's no real use for him. So where is he? I asked impatiently. Oh, he's around, Persian growled. Oh yes, I nearly forgot. Persian here knows where he is, don't you? Of course. Where is he, Persian? I asked. The same place he puts all prisoners. Prisoners? I tried to picture a prison run by Team Rocket. It was hard at first, then I remembered how I'd first met this guy. Where do you keep prisoners? I asked. Prisoners? Giovanni asked. He started chuckling. I guess you could call them that. We don't usually have too many. Would you like to join them? Would I like to? I repeated, thinking over what he had said. Why do you keep asking me that anyway? I asked. You'd make a welcome addition to Team Rocket. No one else has ever been able to successfully steal any of my Pokemon, let alone every single one. Not only that, but you're a well-known Pokemon trainer. You have power and skill, and you just happen to be an extremely rare Pokemon. Wouldn't you say those are some good reasons? He had overwhelmed me with so many compliments that I wasn't sure how to react. So, what do you say? Come back? No! Never! We're getting Dr. Gray, and then we're leaving! Right, guys? As you wish, Taper smiled at me. That's what you want to believe? Jesse, James, get them! I would, Jesse began. But you see, both my Pokemon were knocked out by that Charizard. Charizard? He smirked at Charizard. Well, it looks like you're getting along nicely with your new, old trainer. What? Said Charizard. Well, aren't you? He asked quizzically. Just say yes, Charizard. No, said Charizard. What? Uh-oh. You ready to come back? Giovanni asked. I turned so I was facing Charizard. What are you doing, Charizard? I shouldn't have come here, said Charizard. Yeah? Well, I shouldn't have either. But I did, and so did you, and we can't change that. Charizard looked down at me. I could feel it had mixed feelings. It wasn't sure what to do. Why don't you know? Weezing! Victory Bell! I spun around just in time to see Weezing and Victory Bell emerge from their Pokeballs. You too, Meowth, Giovanni said. Meow? He asked in surprise. Giovanni didn't have anything else to say. Meowth got ready to fight. Meowth! Look out! Jessie cried. Meowth glanced up just in time to see Victory Bell bearing down on it. He screeched and scrambled out of the way. Attack them! James shouted, turning Victory Bell so it was facing us. A battle? Ready, said Charizard. Pikachu took a stance. Persian crept back so he was standing next to me. Ash, we have to be careful. This is only one battle. We have to be ready to win the war. Huh? If we get too tired out by this one battle, we won't have enough energy to fight off all the rockets that are going to come this way. Weezing! Smokescreen! Weezing released a cloud of smoke that irritated our vision and our breathing. Pikachu! Thunderbolt! I said. Pikachu's lightning ended up zapping just about everyone in the room, including me. Watch where you're aiming, Pikachu! I said. Sorry! Cried Pikachu. Razor Leaf! Through the smoke, I saw about 4 or 5 spinning leaves headed straight for Persian. Watch out! I cried. Persian jumped over the first 2, then ducked the third and swiped away the last one. He snarled. I don't give in that easily. Tackle attack! I knew Weezing was going to hit me before it hit, but I still didn't have enough time to do anything about it. I felt it slam into my side, and we both flew backwards, and I ended up getting knocked into Charizard's stomach. Ow! Sludge attack! You? The awful, smelly, poisonous sludge glopped over me, and I was suddenly struck with deja vu. I ignored that and crawled to safety. Charizard! Flamethrower! I pleaded. Flamethrower? Yes, flamethrower! Now! I don't think so. What? Charizard rammed its head against Weezing, and it flew through the smoke. I wish Pidgeotto was here to get rid of this smoke, but Charizard has wings too. Charizard! See if you can't do anything about that smoke! I heard Victory Bell screech. Charizard moved forward and let the vines smack it hard. Its tail switched back and forth angrily, and I had to move out of the way so I didn't get burnt. Charizard hit Victory Bell with an Ember attack. It screamed in pain and anger. Acid! James ordered. Victory Bell spat out an onslaught of stinging acid that hit Charizard in the face. Charizard roared, and as I watched, the flame on its tail grew larger and larger. It's gonna use Rage! Persian attacked Victory Bell with Fury Swipes, and Pikachu continued to zap Weezing. But I knew that Charizard was going to end this battle quickly, and not necessarily for the better. Charizard breathed out a huge fire blast that demolished everything in its path. Giovanni ran. I remembered what had happened when I had first met Jesse and James for the first time. James had a coughing-used smokescreen, but Pikachu and I had made sure that we won because Pikachu used a super powerful Thunder Shock that had made the entire building explode. I didn't want to think about what a fire blast could do. "Taper! Teleport!" I called out. "What? Now!" I shrieked. I tried to help get everyone out of there, but we were too late. "Weezing! Don't do it!" I heard James cry. The next thing I heard was the sound of a bomb. It was right next to me. It was surrounding me, and all of us. Then the heat came, and the fire. Ash! Ash, wake up! I tried to open my eyes, but just the tiniest bit of motion created such terrible pain. I whimpered softly. "Are you okay?" "It hurts." "Ash?" said Pikachu. I felt something cool flow over my back and down my sides. I relished the feeling, although it only felt good for a short while. "Is he gonna be okay?" said Bulbasaur. "I hope so." "Can you move?" said Pikachu. If I try to, it hurts." "Better not move then," said Pikachu. I tried once more to open my eyes. I tried to ignore the pain as my vision gradually became clearer. I could see Pikachu, Taper, and Bulbasaur directly in front of me. Behind them were Persian, Pidgeotto, and Sandslash. I couldn't see anything else very clearly. Just keeping my eyes open was tiring. "Where are we?" I asked. "In the woods," Bulbasaur replied. "I made sure we were someplace where no humans could find us," Taper added. I turned my head. I could feel my skin crack from the movement, but I wanted to see everything else. To my right, Charizard was lying on the ground. The flame on its tail was still burning, but it was slightly smaller than usual. It had its head hidden beneath its wing. Kingler and Muck were looking after it. I dropped my head onto the ground. I had gotten tired of holding it up. I closed my eyes. "What happened?" "The whole place blew up," said Squirtle. That was what I expected to hear. "How did we get out here?" You teleported most of us out of here, but you weren't fast enough to get out of there before it blew up," said Pikachu. "Was it just me?" "No, you were just hurt very badly. Charizard too," said Pikachu. "Persian wasn't doing so good either," Taper said. "We didn't want to try a Pokemon Center before you woke up," said Squirtle. "What about now?" "Pokemon Center?" I tried to get myself into a sitting position, but I only ended up hurting myself even more. "I'm not going to a Pokemon Center," I said. "But you should, Ash," said Bulbasaur. "That isn't a normal wound." "What do you mean?" "Well, normally it's very hard for a Pokemon to become poisoned and burnt at the same time." "What?" "You should go, Ash," said Bulbasaur. "We're going to Pallet." What are you doing, Ash?" "I never wanted to save Dr. Gray in the first place. I just wanted to go home." "But Ash," said Pikachu. "So can we?" "I guess we can." I felt the now familiar teleportation aura around me, and that time I didn't have to do any of the work. Not too surprisingly, Brock, Misty, Billy, and Richie were staying at my house. As soon as Mom saw me, she rushed me off to get washed up, treated, and properly rested. No one else had any idea how relieved I was to have someone start bossing me around again. I had started to miss it while I was staying with Mewtwo. While she was doing that, she also told Charizard to go to Professor Oak's right away so it could get proper treatment. I think Brock helped the rest of the Pokemon. It felt so good to be back in my own bed, even if it was a little bigger than I remembered it. "Ash, how could you let this happen?" Mom asked, as she continued to rub my skin to help it heal faster. "I didn't do it on purpose," I reminded her. "I know that, but you really should be more careful. If it had been any worse, I don't think you would be here right now." "I've been through much worse, Mom." "But how much more can you take, Ash? Think about that before you get yourself into these dangerous situations. I don't want to lose you." "You won't. I promise," I told her. I was serious about the last part. Mewtwo had told me about the average lifespan of a Mew. It said Mew could live for centuries, and then some. It was kind of scary, really. There was a gentle tapping at the door, and an orange-haired head peeked in. "Mrs. Ketchum?" she asked timidly. "Yes?" Mom asked. Misty let herself into the room. Behind her were Billy, Richie, and Pikachu. Their eyes widened when they saw me. "Ash! Are you okay?" Richie asked. "Yeah," I said. I don't think they believed me. "Taper told us about what happened," Misty said. "Ash?" said Pikachu. He jumped onto my bed and looked at me. "Are you sure you're okay?" "Yeah, I'm fine," I said. "If you say so." "Ash, have you seen yourself yet?" Richie asked. "No," I said. "That explains it," Billy concluded. "Huh? Why, explains what?" "Well, Ash, you don't look too good at all," Misty told me. "All right, that's enough now," Mom said. "Time for you to go. Ash needs his rest. Bye." They reluctantly turned and left. "What was that for?" I asked. "You don't need them telling you how bad you look. It's not good for your health." "Let me see," I said quietly. "Ash, let me see!" I knew she didn't want to, but she'd picked me up and brought me to the mirror in my room so I could get a good look at myself. I immediately understood why she hadn't wanted to show me. I didn't look at all like myself. What hadn't been blackened by fire was brown or red or pink. It wasn't the normal Mew pink either. It was the pink that you see when you open up a scab that had been on the brink of healing before it was interrupted. Most of the non-black portions were red though, where irritations burned and had started to bleed. The only part of me that was normal color were my eyes. "You see?" Mom asked. "That's why I didn't want them talking to you like that. Come on now, you're going to get some sleep. This will take some time to heal, and it's not going to do good to have you wandering around out of bed." "Okay." Mom put me back in bed. "Get some sleep, okay?" she said. "Yes, Mom." "Good. I'll see you later, okay?" "Okay." She left my room and closed the door behind her. "Ash," said Pikachu. "Yeah?" "Get better soon, okay?" "Sure will."